Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube? Man, it's your boy, Action Jackson. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys 53-man roster prediction by me. So before I start the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new. We are just 3 subscribers away from 900, and my big goal for YouTube is to get to 1,000. So I'd really appreciate if you guys could subscribe and also comment who do you guys have making the 53-man roster, but who would you guys cut just to make room for some of these new rookies or maybe a potential veteran signing post June 1. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. So I'll be straight into it, right? We're going to talk about the quarterback position. It's real cut and dry. We're not going to make this tough than what it needs to be. Dak, Sam Howell, Joe Milton in that order. The reason why I have Sam Howell as quarterback too, because he has the most experience behind Dak. Sam Howell, I know that if in a pinch, Dak Prescott cannot play for a game because he stubbed his pinky toe walking around the house playing with his kids. Sam Howell going to be able to play the game and win us the game on Sunday. He need better with the offensive line that we have, with Pickens, with CD, Ferguson, Javonte Williams. I feel like he should be able to win us a game. If he has to win us 2 or 3 games, that's fine. 4 games max. Anything 5 or longer, then I will want Milton to play. But again, for for example, let's do that Cooper Rush extent like what happened in 2022. If I need Sam Howell for 4 games, I feel confident with him in 4 games than I do 7 to 10 or 15 or something of that nature. You know what I mean? So Dak Prescott's going to be healthy. We're going to be fine. But I like the backup quality insurance that we have at the quarterback position. Running back is where this is going to get a little bit tricky and a little bit controversial for some of you. If the Dallas Cowboys don't bring in a veteran running back like they've been doing the past couple of years, last year Miles Sanders, 24 with Zeke, 23 I want to say with Ronald Jones, 22 I think was Ronald Jones, 23 was, I'm trying to remember who that year was, but it doesn't really matter because we haven't signed a veteran running back who came in here and made a difference. But the Dallas Cowboys, they do have a bit of a history to bring in veteran running backs. So if this year that is Joe Mixon, whether that is Nick Chubb, I would love for that to happen. But for me, my 3 running backs should be Javonte Williams, Hunter Lepke, Malik Davis. Now, those should be my 3. What the Dallas Cowboys are more than likely probably going to do is Javonte Williams, Hunter Lepke, Jaden Blue, and then they're probably going to cut Malik Davis, hope that he passes on, he makes waivers. Dallas Cowboys claim him. They bring him back to the practice squad. They have him on the practice squad for the season. And then throughout the duration of the season, they'll have 3 practice squad elevations where they have 3 games where they can bring him up. But then after that 3rd game, they have to cut somebody to make room for him. So I think that's what they're going to end up doing with a guy like Malik Davis. So I think your 3 backs to start the season will be Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams, and Hunter Lepke. Now, with Jaden Blue, if Jaden Blue can take a progressive year 2 jump where he looks much more improved this year than he did last year, then Jaden Blue can comfortably be your running back 2. But Jaden Blue needs to prove to not only himself but to the coaching staff, most importantly, as to why he should be running back 2 or should potentially someday be the lead guy that can spell off Javonte Williams. Because again, we talk about it a lot on this channel how the season looked, it was weighing on a guy like Javonte Williams, and if we just had somebody that was able to alleviate the pressure most of the season off of him, I felt like Javonte in this offense could have been way more dangerous than what it was last year, right? So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Tight end, I'm carrying 4 tight ends: Jake Ferguson, Bevan Spanford, Luke Schoonmaker, Mike Trigg. Now, for me, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys should treat Schoonmaker like how they should treat Malik Davis or any of these practice squad guys, where they'll cut, make waivers, and bring him back to the practice squad. That's what I feel like the Dallas Cowboys should do with Schoonmaker. Have Mike Trigg make the roster if he earned it in training camp. Not saying just to give him the spot, but if he earns it in training camp and Mike Trigg is that guy for you, I'm going to have Mike Trigg over Schoonmaker. Because again, if Schoonmaker is just going to be brought in on blocking situations and on special teams, if Mike Trigg wants to make the roster, he has to do those 2 any damn way, and then he's going to have to provide something in the passing game in order for Mike Trigg to make the roster and to make the official 53-man roster. So that's why I have Mike Trigg making it, because Mike Trigg is a damn good receiving tight end, not in line, but that slot tight end. But if he's going to want to make this roster, he's going to have to be able to tackle on special teams, make dirty plays, and things of that nature. And I discussed that again when the Dallas Cowboys first had signed him, being a college free agent. So I talked about that already. So nothing major there. But those are the 4 tight ends I see the Dallas Cowboys carrying on the official 53-man roster. But again, we're going to find that out pretty soon. The Dallas Cowboys, I have them carrying 5 wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, Flournoy, Turpin, Mingo. Those are the 5 that I have keeping. There's not much of a discussion really there. I understand you guys might want to keep the UDFA, or not the UDFA, but the 7th round pick we got from East Carolina. But again, I believe that can be a guy that we cut, we bring him back on practice squad, something of that sort. The offensive line, the Dallas Cowboys tend to carry at least 9 to 10. I can see some mental gymnastics here where I can see them cutting somebody and bringing them up on game day. So whether that be a Matt Hennessy, whether that be a Johnny Cornelius, however the case might be. But the 10 that I have the Dallas Cowboys keeping are Booker, Tyler Smith. So once you get 3 Tylers out of the way, BB, and Steele, those are your 5. Then Thomas, Bass, Shelton, Hennessy, Cornelius. So those are the 10 offensive linemen that I have the Dallas Cowboys carrying. Now let's talk about the defense, because that's where most of the discussion is going to be about realistically when it comes to this 53-man roster. How I broke down this roster was I did the defensive backs in total. I didn't do, hey, they're going to keep this many corners, this many safeties. I feel like with what the safeties are going to do, what they're going to do in this scheme, they're going to be playing like nickel cornerbacks anyway. So I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to carry true outside corners. They're not going to carry a whole lot of them in this scheme, in my opinion. Of the corners, I have them keeping Savon Revel, Kobe Durant, Deron Bland, Devin Moore. This is where I feel like most of the secondary is going to be made up of. Caleb Downs is going to be your starting nickel. You're going to have Malik Hooker being your free. Jalen Thompson is going to be your Caleb Downs light, where he plays nickel or strong. You're going to have PJ Locke. You're going to have Marquise Bell. You're going to have Brady Stewart. Those are your 10 that I have the Dallas Cowboys keeping. Could the Dallas Cowboys, again, play some mental gymnastics elsewhere on the roster to bring on another corner? Maybe they could. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to find out once about the start of the season, the last week of August, once camp cuts are official. But I have the Dallas Cowboys. I have their defensive back room looking like that. Defensive tackle, I have 5 defensive tackles. I have Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Otito Ogbanya, Jonathan Bullard, and Jay Tuia. Those are your 5 that I have the Dallas Cowboys keeping. Again, on game day, could they Tuia a healthy scratch where he doesn't play? Sure, they can, and make some other roster moves. They could. But right now, I have the Dallas Cowboys carrying 5 defensive tackles. Outside linebackers are the perceived notion for a 3-4 defensive end. Or, my bad. The outside linebackers are just your pass rush. I call them defensive ends, like a basic 4-3. But your defensive ends, your pass rushers, right? I have Donovan Ezraku, Rashawn Gary, Malachi Lawrence, Sam Houston, LT Overton, Maris Leofau. I don't have Sam Williams making the roster. If anybody wants to keep up with these names, I'm not keeping Kalen Carson. He's gone off the cornerback spot, in my opinion. I'm not going to keep Sam Williams just because I just don't see him making the roster right now over guys like an LT Overton, a rookie. Could he make it? I think his battle more than likely is going to be over a guy like James Houston. If he can beat out James Houston consistently in camp, then maybe I see that being the case. But I don't see Sam Williams making the roster, and I don't think Kevin Carson is going to stick around that long on this roster as well. And then the last defensive position we're going to go over is the inside linebacker position. D. Winters, Overshown, Jay Sean Barham, Shamar James. Those are your 4. And then special teams, you're going to have Butter Aubrey, Brian Anger, long snapper Trent Sieg. Again, that's my official 53-man roster. I'm not going to keep it too lengthy of a video just because that's how I believe I have the roster going. if could anything happen within the next week or two post June 1, where if the Dallas Cowboys make a move for an inside linebacker, or maybe a guy like Josh Sweat, defensive end from the Arizona Cardinals, who is familiarized with this scheme, could the Dallas Cowboys make room? I believe they could. But as of right now, with the way the roster stands, with no veterans being signed, I have the Dallas Cowboys keeping these 53 men together. Um, we're probably going to get a surprise cut, or a surprise cut where we think he's not going to make the roster, but he comes right back on the practice squad. Again, I'm not too attached to anybody that is on the roster, because there's a lot of guys that have to. There's a lot of guys on the defensive side of the football that have to make their due, and they're going to have to come in and prove something. So I'm not really too caught up with guys like Sam Williams or Kalen Carson. If either of those two gets beat out by any of these other rookies or second year, third year guys on the roster, then that's going to be on them, and they're going to have to live with that, and they're going to have to use that fuel as fire to their next team if they get another opportunity. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.